Okay, and then when you're ready, if you've got a block, that might be useful because we're going to do some forward folding today. So if you've got it handy, just have it. And a strap might be useful as well. You could grab that. And then we're going to start in child's pose this morning. So again, if it's not that comfortable for you, then please feel free just to come into any other position if you can. So a wide leg child's pose if you like. So you can take your knees just as wide as is comfortable, feet together. You can either have your arms by your sides or you can use your hands and just cross them over, just drop your head down, or you can grab a block and place it underneath your head as well. So just really whatever feels best to you. And just make your way down just to a comfortable position. And then just taking a few moments, just coming away from your morning, just beginning to draw your attention inwards. Start to notice your breath. So just as it's moving in and out through your nose. And in this posture, maybe try and breathe more towards the back and the sides of your body. So on the inhale, start to feel the back body just rising a little bit. And the side of your body stretches out a little. And on the exhale, just allow that to move back in. And then as your body starts to release a little bit, start to think about your posture here and how it feels. So if you start to feel any tension or tightness, then you can always move a little bit. But if you can, start to release a little, allowing your hips to drop back more towards your heels. Relax through your head and your neck and your shoulders. So in this morning's class, we're going to do a practice in peace. There's very little that we can do in our yoga practice to influence world peace, but we can do quite a lot to help with the inner peace, so the peace that we find within ourselves. So really just trying to concentrate on that today. So working through some forward folds, which helps us to kind of release that feeling of not being at peace. And when we're not at peace, we tend to hold a lot of strain in your shoulders and your neck. So we're really just trying to work on that today as well. So we'll stay in child's pose if that is comfortable for you. And then just walk your hands out. So you're just going to stretch the hands out in front of you. And then from there, we'll start to stretch through the side body. So walk your hands over just towards the right side a little bit more. And then if you can, take your left hand and just place it just on top of the right hand. Still try and relax the head down as you're doing this. And as we breathe into that left side body, start to breathe into it and stretch it a little bit more. Okay, when you're ready, we'll start to move to the middle and then we're going over to the other side. So just take your time. Walk yourself over. Maybe place your right hand on top of your left and drop the head down. Okay, we'll take one more inhale here. And then just when you're ready, we're going to start to come back up. So we're going to move to all fours now. So you can just take your time. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. We'll do a few cat-cows here. So on an inhale, just drop the belly down and start to pull forwards through your chest. On the exhale, just rounding through the upper back and shoulders. And start to move with your breath. So start to link the breath to the movement. When we start moving in a rhythmic way, it helps us with that inner peace. Helps the body to settle down, breath to smooth out, and the mind to become a little bit more still. When you're ready, we'll come back in towards the centre of the pose, so not tilting or arching. And we're going to come in for Anahatanasana, so our heart melting pose. So you could walk your hands forwards a little bit. Try and keep your hips and your knees in line. And then very gently just start to sink down through the upper body. Maybe taking your chest, your head down towards the ground. When you're ready, we'll slowly come back up. So just taking your time, walking your hands back in once more. Again, just underneath your shoulders. This time as you inhale, we're going to reach your right arm up. So we're just going to reach up towards the ceiling. As you do that, we're trying to open up through your chest a little bit. So maybe trying to align the arms, keep your hips pretty balanced and draw the belly in. We'll take one more inhale. And then taking that right arm, you're going to take it underneath the left. If you can, lay down onto your shoulder, so your right shoulder. And you can keep your left hand exactly where it is, or lift the left arm up and then drop it behind your back. So you can maybe grab hold of your t-shirt or your hip or your right thigh. When you're ready, slowly releasing the left hand, bring it in front of your face again, and then just gently start to press yourself back up once more. Now we'll do that on the other side. So when you're ready, on an inhale, we'll lift up through your left arm. Again, reaching through your fingers, opening through your chest. We'll take one more inhale, and then taking that left arm underneath the right. Again, coming down maybe onto your shoulder if you can. And as you do that, either keep your right hand where it is, or reach it up and drop it behind your back. Just whatever feels right. To relax the head and the neck. Okay, when you're ready, slowly releasing so the right hand comes down, and then just press yourself back up once more. Now from here, we're going to lift your right foot. So you're just going to step it up to the front. So as you come up, it kind of aligns with your left knee here. You can see that very well on the side view, but you want to kind of align your foot on the right with your left knee. And the right knee pushes out a little bit, and the body can kind of lift up. And from here, we're going to lean over. We're going to lean to the left first. So you might want to put your right hand just on that leg and just lean a little bit back, so just towards the left. So to your straight leg. Sorry, straight leg, the bent leg. Now as you inhale, come back to the center. And then with your right leg, you can either keep it where it is or straighten it out. And then pull the toes up so your heel is kind of more on the ground. And then still keeping that right hand on the leg, reach up and over with your left arm. So we're just coming the other way. It's a little stretch through the side of your body. As you inhale, come back into the center. So reach up with both arms. And then on the exhale, take both hands down towards the ground. With your right leg, you're just going to swing it round to the back. So you can lift it up when you get there. And again, you could just stay here just with one leg lifted. Or maybe you stretch forwards with the opposite hand. And just see how that feels. You push up and out of your right shoulder. Try and draw the belly in. Reaching through your fingers and that back foot. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Slowly release the left hand down and release your right foot to the ground so it's still straight behind you. And then if you can, step back with your left leg. So we're in a plank position. From there, lower your knees and bend your elbows and lower all the way to the ground. Flatten out your feet. And as you inhale, draw the chest up and forwards. On the exhale, release down and just push yourself back so into child's pose. So you can bend your knees and press all the way back. Okay, when you're ready, slowly come forwards again. So just into that all fours position. We'll do the same with the left leg. So when you're ready, step the left foot up. So you're just bringing it so the heel is in line with your right knee. So we want to push back a little bit through that left knee. So, and we're keeping the knee over the ankle. So just align your knee and ankle here. And then from there, you can again place your hand onto that left knee and just slide down the right side of your body. So just taking a little stretch to one side first. And then inhale to the center. And then this time we'll straighten out through your right leg. So just extend it away from you. The left leg, extend it away. And then we're going to over towards that other side. So keeping the leg straight. So it's a little bit like a gate pose. And a little stretch through the side body. One more inhale. Come back into the center. So lift both arms up. And then release both hands down towards the ground. As you come to the ground, we'll swing that left leg all the way behind us. So take it back again. And then when you're ready, lower your toes towards the ground. From there, step back to your right leg. Lower your knees and bend your elbows all the way down to the ground. Flatten out your feet. And as you inhale, draw your shoulders back, lift your chest. And on the exhale, press yourself back into that child's pose. And you can just take a moment there, just see how that all feels in your body. Done. When you're ready, walk your hands back towards your knees. So for the next pose, we're going to come into Garudasana arms. And if you want to, you can sit, so you're sitting on your heels. If that doesn't feel right to you, you can always have a block, or perhaps you just have your legs out in front. It's not really that important what we do with the lower body. But relax your shoulders, bring your arms by your sides, and as you inhale, lift the arms up. I'm going to take your right arm underneath your left. So you might just come in and grab your shoulders. Or maybe you take a little bounce. So you could come in and take that left forearm or the left hand. As you come into it, you'll feel a stretch across your shoulders and upper back. To increase it, you could lift your elbows up a little bit and maybe move your wrists back so they come more in line with your elbows. But then you see how it all feels. So you can always sit a little bit if it feels too much. So in our yoga asana practice, where we find peace, it's where we can bring together our body, our breath, and our mind. And when we can accept where we are. We'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly release your arms. Maybe just give your shoulders a little roll. We'll come in and we'll try it on the other side. So as you're ready, on an inhale, lift the arms back up. And we'll take the left arm underneath the right this time. Again, if you want to take your shoulders, do that. Come in a little bit more. And just being happy with where we are. Again, if you want to increase it, then lift your elbows and move the wrist back, but without feeling that you have to. So the Yoga Sutras give us some other tools in which we can find that inner peace. So Pratyahara is withdrawal of the senses. So sometimes it helps to close your eyes. Pratyahara also means stillness. We'll take one more inhale. Slowly releasing your arms. Again, if you'd like to, you can roll them over. So we're going to sit and bring our legs forward now. If you want to, you could use a block here, and you could also use a strap. We're just going to come in and stretch through the legs a little bit more. As you come into a seated position, again, sitting on a block, if that helps you. Come into Dandasana, so our staff pose first. So again, you could bend your knees here a little bit, but try and feel that engagement through the muscles, all through the entire back of your body, and all the way up through the top of your body as well. So hands pressing down, shoulders drawing back. Maybe the chin lifts a little bit. And get that sense of engaging all of the muscles in your body. And we'll keep this as we move in to Paschimottanasana. So on an inhale, we'll start to reach up with your arms, just taking your time. And then on the exhale, we'll fold forwards. So again, to any degree, take what you can, and then just try just to be there. If you're going too deeply, maybe you pull out a little bit more. Maybe over time, you can move in. Just accepting it. And to bring together your body, your breath, and your mind. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly start to come back up. So take your time as you move out of it. So we're going to warm up a little bit through your hips now. So we'll keep the right leg straight and bend the left leg. If you can, we're going to put that left foot just onto your right thigh somewhere. And then take your hands behind you. So use your hands at the back of you. And if you want to, we're just coming into a seated pigeon here. So you could just gently bend the right leg without bending it too much. You just bend it a little bit, and that draws that knee in a little bit more and stretches the hip. If that's enough for you, just simply stay with that. If you want a little bit more, you can use your hands and pick your hips up and move closer. So you bend the right leg even more. But again, it doesn't matter if you're where you are. And if you go in too deeply, you can always move back out again. But you just move to where it feels right, where you have sensation, but the sensation is bearable. So it's when it becomes unbearable that we need to kind of move out of it. So move into where it feels right to you, where you can just be and you can just breathe. We'll take one more inhale here. You're going to flex through your left foot. So just flex your left foot a little bit. And then we're going to lower the left foot over towards the right side. Now we're coming into a twist here, so you will have to push yourself forward. You might find this is too much, and if it is, then you're just going to straighten out through your right leg. So you will still have that left foot on the ground. If it's okay, keep the left leg, the right leg even bent in. So you can straighten the right leg if you need to. So coming into this twist, we're going to press down through your left foot. You're going to use your right hand or your right arm to draw you around to the left. And your left fingertips are going to go behind you. And we lengthen the spine and we twist around. Okay, one more breath here. and then slowly back towards the centre. So just taking your time as you move towards the middle. Release your legs. Give them a little shake when you come out. And we'll start to change things. So we'll keep the left leg straight. We'll bend in through the right leg. And again, if you can, place that foot just onto your thigh somewhere. So use your hands behind you. Maybe start to just bend a little bit into that left leg. If you want a little bit more, pick your hips up. Start to slide forwards a little bit. Again, always with the permission that you can move back if you've gone in too deeply. And your hips are very different. So, one side might be quite open, quite happy going in deeper, and the other side maybe not so much. So you just have to listen for that and just honor it. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. So again, we're going to flex your right foot, and I'm going to lower the right foot over towards the left side. Again, you might straighten out through your left leg, or you may pull the left foot a little bit closer in. Move your body weight forwards a little bit, and use your left hand or your left arm to draw yourself around, right fingertips behind you. We're just moving round towards that right side. When you're ready, slowly release back towards the middle and release your legs. Okay, so as we come in, we're going to come back to an all fours position. So just making your way around just in your own way, in your own time. And then when you get there, we'll spread the hands underneath your shoulders. Knees under the hips. We're going to come into our first downward dog now. So we'll tuck the toes and start to press the hips up. Again, as you come into it, see how it feels when you get there. Maybe you still pedal your feet out a little bit or move a little bit, it's up to you. And it is a forward fold, our down dog. It doesn't feel quite as relaxing as some of the other ones, but it is a forward fold. We'll take one more inhale here. When you're ready, just lift your heels up and walk yourself up towards the top of your mat. So taking your time and separate your feet hip distance. And you are folding forwards here, so you could put your hands on your legs if you want to, or maybe grab a block, or just allow the arms just to dangle, or they're on the ground, that's fine. But bend the knees a lot and support it. So spread your toes and lift the belly, lift the hips. And then if you want to, we're going to take your hands and interlink them behind your back. So we're just going to clasp the hands behind your back. Just gently then start to draw the arms over. Again, if it doesn't feel right to you, then just leave it out. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We'll slowly release the hands all the way back down again. On your next inhale, we're going to lengthen your spine. So start to stretch it forwards. On the exhale, just folding back in towards your legs. On the inhale, we'll reach up. And on the exhale, we'll draw the palms together, just in front of your heart. Maybe just close your eyes just for a moment, just see how everything feels. Now you've come up to standing. Okay, we're going to come in and do our balance. We are going to do Garudasana. You could use a block for that if you have one. And if you have one, maybe just take it towards the left side of your left foot is where you would want it to be. So we'll maybe separate our feet a little bit. And then drawing your belly in, we'll start to maybe just bring your hands towards the centre to start. You don't have to do the arms on this, remember, you can always just do the legs. So we'll stand on your left leg and we'll take that right leg. So we're just going to cross it, maybe just at the thigh. And if you've got your block, just place your foot onto the block at the side of your left foot. Otherwise, taking that right foot, maybe you can hook it behind the back of your calf. Again, just see how it feels. Move into it in your own way. And try and make sure the hips are pretty centred so they're not kind of screw out to the sides. As you do that, maybe just find your drishti there, your breath there. And then if you do want to add some arms, you can stretch them out. And we'll take the right arm underneath the left. So again, as you do that, maybe you take the bind, maybe you don't, really up to you. So maybe you sink into your hips a little bit, maybe you lift your elbows a little. Just breathing deeply, finding your gaze, settling into your breath. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly start to unravel. So releasing your hands and your legs. We'll bring the feet back together again and maybe bring your hands together, closing the eyes and just noticing how your body feels. Okay, we'll try that on the other side. So maybe start to separate your feet a little bit. If you are using your block, just make sure you transfer it round towards the side of your right foot. And again, drawing the belly in, maybe start to bend just a little bit in your right leg, and we'll lift the left leg up and over. So again, maybe just the top of your thigh with your foot on a block or just in the air. And then maybe taking that foot round the back. You can bring your hands towards the center. Start to find your focus and your breath with just the legs first. And if that is sufficient today, then that is it. If you want a little bit more, you could add some arms, so stretching them out. We'll take the left arm underneath the right. So again, just coming into any degree. Start to find your gaze again. Start to notice your breath again. When you're ready, you'll slowly start to release. So releasing the arms, releasing the legs. Again, maybe bring your feet back in. Bring the palms to touch. And close your eyes. When you're ready, we'll release the hands, just opening the eyes. So we're going to come in and do some standing postures now. So we will do a couple of forward folds. We'll do some side stretching as well, just so that we've got that kind of the full body. But we'll start up towards the top of your mat. If you've got a block and you want to use it, just kind of have it handy. So up towards the top of your mat, feet together or apart. We'll relax the shoulders and draw the belly in. And as you inhale, we'll reach up with the arms. So maybe looking at your thumbs. On the exhale, just folding forwards towards your legs. As you inhale, we'll lengthen through your spine. And on the exhale, we'll take the hands down and we'll just step back with your right leg. So we're moving into warrior one here. So as you come back, the heel presses down, toes forward, bending into your front leg. Start to rise up just in your own time. So as you come up, maybe making some adjustments to your feet or legs, maybe reaching the arms up. If you want to today, you could bring the palms together and maybe move back a little bit. So maybe take a little bit of a back bend, but just if it feels right. It doesn't, you're staying exactly where you are. Some of the other yoga sutras can help us as well. So we mentioned Pratyahara. The other ones are Dharana, which is concentration. Kind of what we do at the end of the class is more like concentration. And then one up from that is Dhyana, which is our meditation. So these things can help us with that, these feelings of inner peace, cultivating them using these practices. And then finally, once we reach that lofty peak, we then find Samadhi, which is really a higher form of even meditation, where we kind of can look down on ourselves and observe ourselves. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We're going to release the hands here and we're going to interlink them behind your back. So we're going to come in for humble warrior. So maybe draw your shoulders back and lift your chest and start to move in a little bit. So you can just take it a little, or maybe you can take your belly or your chest down towards your thigh. If you can take your shoulder, then maybe you can relax the head a little bit. And then maybe lift the arms a little bit. See what feels right to you. Still engaging strongly through a lot of muscles, so through our feet and through our legs. Trying to relax as much as we can through the head and the neck. So releasing any tension, cultivating inner peace. We'll take one more inhale. As you come up here, you can keep your hands clasped. If that's too much, then obviously release them. When you come up, we'll release the arms and we'll reach up on an inhale to warrior one. On the exhale, we'll just open up into warrior two. So just taking your time, moving into that warrior two position. Adjusting your feet and your legs if you need to. And start to feel the difference here. So from our forward fold into our side stretching, try to open up through your hips. Draw the knee back. Try and open up through your chest and draw the shoulders back. Now just stay along our front hand and our breath steady and our mind present. We'll take one more inhale. We're going to move into triangle. So we're going to start to slowly straighten your front leg. You may want to hop your back foot in a little bit. So if that helps you, then definitely do that. And then maybe push out a little bit through your right hip and lengthen over the left leg, releasing the hand. So you could just come down to your leg. Maybe you grab a block. Maybe reaching up with your top hand, or maybe bending the top arm and taking it behind your back. So really whatever feels right to you, then do that. And where you look here, really just depends on your neck. So how does your neck feel? If you look forwards or down or up. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, start to rise up. So draw your belly and lift up again. And then from here, we're going to turn the toes of your left foot just towards the long edge of your mat. Make sure your feet are pretty aligned and they're in the right position for your forward fold. As you inhale, you might want to reach up, and on the exhale, we'll fold forwards. So you might take your hands onto your legs here as you come down. If you've got a block, then you could place the block between your feet and then just take your hands down to it. Otherwise, hands to the floor if you can. And if you are on the floor, maybe you walk your hands back a little bit and start to move the weight of your body forwards a little into the balls of your feet, but without making your heels light so that the whole of your foot still presses down. Again, the belly pulls down, the hips lift. And see if you can soften somewhere. So sometimes we really lock joints out. We want to kind of soften them a little bit. And just try and find some peace there. When you're ready, we'll slowly come back up. So again, if you need to bend your knees, then do that. Slowly make your way back up towards the top. As you come to the top, we're going to move over towards the right leg. So you're going to bend into your right leg a little bit, keeping that left leg straight. And then maybe just place your hands just onto that right leg. So again, this might be enough. You just stay here. You could take one hand down or both hands to the ground. And if you wanted to, you could come more into a gate pose. So we do pretty similar to what we did when we were warming up, but we turn the toes of that left foot and then start to sink into the right leg. Again, if it's not suitable for you and it doesn't feel right to you, then you wouldn't bother doing it. And you can just stay where you are. We'll not be here long. When you're ready, we'll come back into the centre and then bend over towards that left leg, turning the toes towards the top edge of your mat. Move your hands and turn on the toes of your right. So we're now in a lunge position. From that lunge, you'll bend the back leg and step towards the top of your mat. So as you come into the top of your mat, just separate your feet about hip distance and then just fold towards your legs. And again, if you need to use your block here, just bring it in, place your hands on your legs. Or if you'd like to, you could take a little bind. So you could take your two peace fingers, just take them into the inside of your big toe and use the thumb, close that off. And then maybe just start to bend through your elbows a little bit. And just see how it all feels. Work with what feels right to you. Okay. And keep the knees as bent as you need them to be. So forward folds, stretch the entire back side of the body. Or the forgotten side, sometimes we call it in yoga. But they're also very deeply introspective, so they draw us inwards and help to calm. Cool the body and still the mind. We'll take one more inhale. Start to release your hands if you've got that bind. And then on the next inhale, if you lengthen your spine again, stretch forwards. On the exhale, just folding back in. As you inhale, we'll reach up, so coming all the way up. And on the exhale, draw the palms together in front of your heart. Maybe close your eyes for a moment to see how it's going. So you're feeling more peaceful. Okay, when you're ready, we'll release the hands, opening the eyes. So we'll come in and we'll try that on the other side. So again, if you've got your blocks, just make sure they're handy. Keeping your feet together or separate them a little. Draw your shoulders down your back. When you're ready on your inhale, we'll start to reach up. On the exhale, folding in. Lengthening your spine forward. And then on the exhale, we'll take the hands down. We'll step back with the left leg to warrior one this time. So heel down, toes forward, bending into the front leg, back to rise up. Again, just taking your time moving in. So you're going to be here for a little bit, so you may as well be comfortable. So find the position that feels right to you. And just breathe there. Making sure your feet are nice and even. If it doesn't suit you to have your hands up, then, you know, it makes you more peaceful to have your hands into the center of your body, then why would we do that? We would do that. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Slowly release your hands. So again, we'll take them behind your back once more. And if you want to move your grip slightly, so one finger can go up, and then draw your shoulders back with the chest, start to move into humble warrior. Again, to your distance. If you want to come down further, then do that. If you can lower your shoulder, you can relax the head, and lift the arms. So work with what feels best, what feels right to you. Still engaging through the muscles that we need, so lift the belly, squeezing it in, do that right glute, so don't let the right hip just drop out, but try to release the tension in the head and the neck if you can. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Starting to come up, so release the hands or keep them behind your back if you want a little bit more of a challenge to come up. And then on the inhale, start to reach back up with the arms, just for one breath. As you exhale, open to warrior two. Again, coming in and feeling different sensations in your body in these side stretches. So reaching through your fingers, opening up through the chest and the hips. Still feeling balanced through your feet. Find your breath. Focus your mind. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, we're going to take it to triangles. So start to slowly straighten your front leg. Maybe hop your back foot in. Push your way through your left hip, lengthening over that right leg. So hand just to where it will naturally go without pushing it. reaching straight up with the top hand or releasing it. If that feels better to release it, and then start drawing your shoulder back. Make sure you're drawing your top hip back. Imagine there is a wall behind you and you're trying to draw yourself so you're kind of splatted against that wall. With the top hip, the top shoulder, still finding your drishti, the way you're going to gaze, your breath, your mind. Okay, one more inhale. We'll start to move back up again, so take your time. And when you get there, we'll turn the right toes towards the long edge of your mat. Again, we'll come in for a forward fold, so reaching up with your arms, moving forward, so maybe hands to the thighs, or releasing down. And if you want to, when you get there, grab a block again. Maybe have the hands on the ground, or if you want to, you can come in for the same bind that you did with our narrow legs. So the big toes to the inside of you, sorry, the fingers to the inside of your big toes, and your thumb closes it off. And then maybe you bend the elbows and draw yourself in. Again, you do what feels right. Bend the knees, lift the belly and the hips. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Again, if you've got that bind, slowly release it. Start to rise back up, so maybe bending into your knees if you need to as you come up. And then when you're ready, we'll start to move over to that left knee. So bending into your left knee, keeping the right leg straight. So you might just stay here. Maybe you take one hand down. Maybe you release both hands. And again, you could just stay here. If you want to, you can move more into a gate pose. So we move more of our weight over towards the left side and we pull up on the toes of the right leg. So the right foot kind of flexes and pulls up. It doesn't feel right to you though. Okay, when you're ready, we'll start to move into the middle. And we're going over towards that right foot. So bending into your right leg, toes facing forward. Take your hands either side of your right foot, turn onto the toes of your left foot. Okay, from there, we're going to step back this time. So step back with your right foot, lower your knees to the ground, and then just make your way back into child's pose. You can just relax all the way back. Maybe cross your arms over and drop your head down. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly start to move up. So take your time, just rising up. Okay, from there, we're just going to move your legs round towards the front again. You might need a block for the next bit, but you can see you don't necessarily need one, but you could make use of one. We're going to come in, it's kind of like Baddha Konasana, but we're going to separate the feet. So the feet may be about kind of 6 inches apart. And the feet are also not really close in, but they're quite far away from your hips. And so with the feet apart, you can either just fold forward, so you can take hold of your feet and just fold in. And you could have a block here, so just underneath your head and rest your head down. This is really from Yin, this pose, but it's quite a nice one called Star. Otherwise, you can take your hands and they go underneath your legs. And then we take the hands on top of your feet. And then again, we just release them. There's a nice little stretch for your shoulders, for your upper back, for the inner thighs. And there's something quite comforting about it. Again, if you've got a block or blocks and you want to rest your head, then do that. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We'll start to come back up. So just taking your time, just releasing that. And then from here, we're going to stretch your right leg out to the side a little bit. And then we're going to take your left foot and just place it towards the inner thigh of that right one. If you want to, you could use a block just to support this left leg. Otherwise, just encourage it down a little bit. We're going to turn your body now, so towards the right leg a little bit more. You can use a strap here if you'd like as well. So as you inhale, we'll reach up. And then on the exhale, just folding in. So you can take hold of what you'd like. You can just place your hands on the ground, just relax down. You can have your hands on the leg or the ankle or the foot, wherever you can. And if you are using a strap, just be gentle with it. So just try to not keep pulling on it all the time. Just, get yourself in and then try and release it a little bit. When you're ready, slowly coming back up. So take your time as you move out of that. And then keeping your right leg where it is, we'll extend the left leg out as well. So we're going to come in for a wide-legged forward fold. So you can bend your knees. You can sit on a block or a blanket if that helps you. Or maybe you just move kind of the fleshy bits out. And when you're coming into it, you can either reach up, so on an inhale reach, and on the exhale fold, or maybe just walk your hands forward. Just whatever feels right to you. When you get there, just try and release a little bit. So we tend to hold a lot of tension in these postures. So, maybe mentally scan your body, see if there's anything that you can release a little bit more. Anything that you can relax. Maybe it's just your breath. You can release that a little bit. So our muscles are of a finite length. They're only going to lengthen so much. However, your breath is quite infinite, so you can lengthen it a little bit more. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly and carefully, just walking yourself back up. Okay, we'll come in and we'll do the other side. So your left leg is pretty much where we want it to be. So you can just bend your right leg in. Again, taking it towards the inside of your thigh somewhere. Either support it or allow it to relax down. And then turn your body towards that left leg. You might need to flex your left foot a little bit so it doesn't kind of roll out. And then either using a strap or inhale to reach up and exhale to fold in. Taking hold of whatever comes to grip. So maybe it's just the floor. And try and soften a little bit. Maybe you just lower the head a little and relax through your neck. Maybe soften through your knee a little. Soften the grip that you have. Or just the breath. Then you're ready, slowly release. So coming back up again. Release both of your legs. So you can give them a little shake off now. So we're going to make our way down onto your mat. So just take your time, lowering yourself down. Again, if you do have a block, you could use it, not on the first one, but on our bridge, you might need to use it. So we'll start to release down towards the ground. As you come down, if you just have your feet flat on the floor, so your knees are bent about hip distance, and then we'll keep your left foot down and lift your right foot up. So we're going to do reclined pigeon now. So we did the seated one earlier. So we're just going to place that right foot just onto your left thigh. And again, you might just stay here. You could use your right hand and just gently press the knee away and open up through your hips. Otherwise, lift your left foot off the ground and take the hands behind the back of your left thigh. If you can, you could take it behind the front of your left shin as well, but just see how that goes. So relaxing through the shoulders, try to flex your feet a little bit so both of the feet are just a little bit active. And to get more of the stretch, you draw the left knee or the left thigh in a little bit more. So, if you're not feeling much, then draw it in. If you feel too much, release it a little. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Now we're going to release the legs, but you're not going to uncross them. So just release your hands, place your left foot on the ground, flex your right foot, and then slowly drop the right foot down towards the ground. If that feels too much, you can always uncross your legs when you get there. So with that right foot flat onto the ground, you can stretch out through your right arm. You could look along your right hand. You can also do a couple of things with your left hand. You can either grab hold of your ankle if you want to and pull it up a little bit so it increases the stretch, or you could push that right knee away with your left hand. And just if you're experiencing enough sensation without doing anything else, then don't do it. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release all of that and bring it back towards the middle. So you can draw your knees in just towards your chest for a moment. And then we'll start to change sides. So both feet flat onto the ground. When you're ready, lift your left foot up, flex it, and place it on your right thigh. Again, maybe stay here just using your left hand to press the knee away. If you want a bit more, lift your right foot off the ground, hands behind the back of your thigh or the front of your shin. And relax through your shoulders and your head. Keep your feet a little bit active. When you're ready, again, slowly release, keeping the legs crossed. Place your right foot on the ground, and then slowly flexing through your left foot, lower it all the way over towards the right side. So your left foot presses down. Maybe stretch through your left arm, look along it, and either just stay here or maybe push away through your left knee with your right hand. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release, come back in towards the center, draw your knees in towards your chest. Okay, from there we'll just finish with a little bridge. So again, if you want to make it more restorative, just with the feet on the ground, you can lift your hips and place your block underneath it, or just press your hips up. When you're ready, we'll slowly release. Again, releasing the block or just lowering yourself all the way down. And then we'll find Shavasana. So maybe lengthening through your legs, spreading your arms. And if you do want to pop a jumper or something on before we start, then please do that as well. So when you're ready, just finding a comfortable position. Start to notice your breath. And on your next inhale, let your breath enter into your nose for a count of 6. Holding your breath at the top for a count of 4. And exhale for a count of 6. And at the bottom, hold your breath for a count of 4. Just continuing this cycle of breathing. Inhaling for 6. Holding for 4. Exhaling for 6. And holding for 4. As you allow yourself to become centered in this moment, use this technique of counting your breath to enter into this place and time. And as you count and hold and breathe, let yourself become aware of your physical body in this moment. Noticing how it takes up space in this room, how the air feels against your skin, how the clothes feel on your body. As you continue to breathe in this rhythmic fashion, you become even more aware of the world around you, even with your eyes closed. You may notice the sounds of the room. You may just allow your awareness to be present with the space that you're in, being fully aware of your physical body and its surroundings. And now allow your breath to be at a pace that is comfortable to you. As you keep your awareness on your body, in the room around you, as you expand to also include any emotions or thoughts that you may be having. Just observe them without judgment, as if you're watching a movie. Paying close attention to every detail with the physical sensations in your body, the emotions in your heart and in your mind, and the thoughts that you're experiencing. And as you observe both your physical body and your emotions, your thoughts, and having an awareness of the world around you in this moment, just accept it all. There's nothing to change. In this moment, your only job is to accept. Whether the thought feels good or bad, it doesn't matter. In this space, all thoughts, feelings, and awareness are simply accepted. Our deepest inner peace comes when we're able to truly be present in this moment while accepting all that is as it is. A great way to practice this is to simply be aware of your surroundings, your thoughts and your feelings, without judging, without trying to change. Just breathing and accepting everything as it is. Accepting everything as you are. Accepting it with love and compassion. There's no greater work that you can do. When you're ready, we'll take a deep inhale, just through your nose, and then just sigh it out your mouth. Just do that again, so just deeply inhale, and then just let it go. And then we'll just start to move a little bit. So just through your fingers, your toes, maybe stretching your arms over your head. And then maybe as you bring your arms back over, you can bend your knees. Drawing your knees to your chest, or keeping them on the ground, just move a little bit side to side. If you want to roll over onto your side, you can do that. Otherwise, we'll just make our way up. Just take your time, there's no rush. Come into a seated position when you're ready. And just bring the palms together, just in front of your heart. You're just leaving a little gap just to signify an openness in your heart. So thank you so much for coming along and practicing with me this morning. I hope you enjoy the practice of peace that we did. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll just stop the recording and you can unmute yourself.